question come in from Grace at Heart of the City. And Grace's question was around SMEs specifically and how they can handle working with freelancers. I mean, obviously we are an SME, so speaking from experience and what's worked from us, I'm not saying it's advice, but it's the way that we work and it's the way we continue to work. We're fortunate in that we know lots of freelancers and we know people who know freelancers. So for us, it's been all about the network. In fact, both sides of the business is all about the network. So much of our project work that comes from clients, the stuff that we're delivering, comes from our network and our extended network. People take us with them. People come back for additional work. People are talking over dinner, over an event, something like that. We've got a problem. What's the problem? Oh, I know someone that might be able to help. Get in touch with Ross or Gilly. And it's the same when we're talking about freelance talent as well. So when we started just over 9 years ago, it was a collective of people who had actually just been working together that were made redundant at short notice, and put together a team of freelancers to deliver on projects, and that team grew and grew, and people stayed with us, on a freelance basis. If we don't know someone, then generally speaking, someone knows someone. And for me, that's much more comfortable than just trying to find someone on LinkedIn or putting something up on some kind of freelancer marketplace. Here's a brief. Who wants to give me the cheapest price? It's a race to the bottom, really. And I wouldn't say that we necessarily want to kill off those marketplaces, but we are sort of anti those marketplaces. So as a starting point, speak to your network. If you've got a requirement for a freelancer and you need a certain set of skills, there are places that you can go to look for them. But start with the network first, your network first. And we often find when we're speaking to people at events or just chatting to people at over drinks or dinner or whatever, if they're looking for someone, we generally know someone. So if your network doesn't know, take a punt and contact me, ross@braveham.com, and I'll see if I know someone who can perhaps help you out and just connect you up, because that's what it's all about. It's all about network. It's all about making connections. And therein lies an element of trust. So I know this person personally, or I know this person on a commercial basis. We've used them before. One of my clients has worked with this person before. They come recommended. That kind of thing is just de-risks things completely and gives you an element of confidence. And then when it actually gets to the point that you've engaged with a freelancer and you've given them a brief and you've agreed to your terms and all that kind of thing, the work's actually started. From my perspective, freelancers are people too. Treat them like you treat anyone else. Treat them like you treat any other employee. Welcome them into the team, get them connected, introduce them to people. There's a strange thing where sometimes you see it that a freelancer is brought in as an external expert, and that's all they're seen as. They don't get into sort of the company and the culture and the ways of working, and that's when things can start to kind of grate against each other. You have to get to know them. They have to get to know you, and there's sometimes an expectation that because they're a freelancer, they're kind of over there doing that thing that you've hired them to do. Get on with it, and that's not really cool in my book. Welcome them in, and if it works out well and you get on well, then obviously that person. And when you have that problem again, or when you need them again for whatever it is that they're doing, or when you're then talking to other people and someone says, do you know someone that can help me with this? You say, oh yeah, well, we use this person over here, so I'll connect you guys up. That wasn't really very much of a final thought, was it really? It was a bit of a rambling thing, but there you go. It works for us. It's worked for us. I hope it continues working for us. It could work for you too. Cheers.